Many crochet business owners think they need confidence before they can take action, before they can do the hard things that need to be done in their business. And I want to tell you that confidence is not what they need. We're going to talk today about what you actually need in order to grow in your business and make progress toward your goal. And actually, confidence is the last thing you need. So you might be surprised as we chat about two traits that you must have as a crochet business owner in order to have growth and success as a business owner. So, welcome to another episode of Crochet Business Chat. I don't know why every week I feel like I'm going to forget the name of the podcast. Welcome to another week of Crochet Business Chat. My name is Pamela Grice, crochetpreneur. I'm on a mission to help 100,000 makers find financial freedom through crochet. I'm happy that you're here. Before we get started, be sure to like this video so others can know that we're here and we are talking about crochet business. And if you're not already subscribed, subscribe. Why are you not subscribed? Subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can know when we go live every Monday morning and every other Tuesday. So, welcome. I have lots to share today. Oof. I see we have people in the comments. Those of you who are watching live, I want to welcome you. Thank you for being here. Thanks for setting aside some time in your morning to join the podcast. And those who are listening on replay or watching on replay, thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a comment. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to come back and answer those for you. So let's get started. So we're going to talk about actually 4 C's in business. And this concept comes from Dan Sullivan, who is sort of what do I call him? A trailblazer in the coaching community for businesses. He's been a coach since the mid to late 70s, and he talks a lot about strategy, which is my favorite thing. And I've been reading a book by him called 10x is better than 2x. I'm actually reading it for the third time. And I came across this concept again right now, and it happens to play into exactly something I'm going through in my own life. So it really hit like, oh, this is such a great concept. I want to share it with you. But I want to be sure to give credit to Dan Sullivan for coming up with the idea of these 4 C's and why we need to focus on 2 because the other 2, though we like to put them first, actually need to come last. So let's talk about what those 4 C's are and what the basic concept is around them, and then we're going to sort of unpack it. First is confidence. Confidence is believing you can do a thing. And most business owners believe they need confidence before they can do a thing. So I don't feel confident I can't post on social media. I don't feel confident enough to sell my things, all of those things, right? So confidence means believing you can do whatever it is that you want to do. And while we often put this first, it actually is the last thing you need. All right. Second is competence. Competence or capability, they're kind of synonyms for one another, means having the skills that you need to do a thing. Again, this is something we say, but I don't know how to. I don't know how to do the tech. I don't know how to do social media. I don't know how to start a blog. And so I need to know how to do it before I do it. Again, we're putting the cart before the horse, and this is not the thing we need. And again, I'll talk about that in a second. Next C is commitment. Commitment is deciding to go all in. It's making the decision that I'm going to do the thing. It means making the investment of, it might be money, it might be time, it might be energy. Those are your sort of 3 main resources as a business owner. Investing in your own future by making this commitment. And next is courage. which is the willingness to face fear or discomfort. Every new thing requires that we step out of our comfort zone, and that's what growth looks like, right? So we step out of our comfort zone into fear, into discomfort, in order to get the things that we want. So I'm just going to share with you sort of what's going on in my life and what brought me to why this is so important to me right now, and how I feel like it really fits in with where you might be in your business. So I'm going to share a little bit about my 75 Hard journey. I don't know if you have ever heard of 75 Hard. I started it on a whim, like I do most things. 75 Hard is a mental toughness challenge. The developer of this program is a man named Andy Friesen, and he developed this program that about 1% of people who start the challenge actually finish the challenge. And it is a means of growing mental toughness and developing skills, growing your mindset, and proving to yourself that you can do hard things. And I really felt like this is the time for me to do this right now. I don't know why. It was like one day last week. What day am I on now? 6. One day last week, I was just like, I think I'm going to do a 75 Hard. And it's something I've heard about quite a bit, and just decided it was good for me. So the 75 Hard challenge entails a couple of rules. So you have to do 2 workouts a day. They have to be 45 minutes each. One of those workouts has to be outside, no matter the weather. So when it snows next week, I will be outside working out in the snow. And the other one could be outside or inside. It can be any workout you want as long as it's a workout. Next is you have to follow some sort of diet, whatever diet is best for you and where you are at. So I have pretty strict food requirements because of some chronic illnesses that I have. So I will be following those diets as laid out by my dietitian. You have to drink a gallon of water a day. Water, no flavor, no color, no nothing, coffee, tea, sugar-free soda, those things don't count. It has to be water. A gallon a day. And then you have to read 10 pages in a nonfiction book. So a business-based book, a self-improvement book, anything like that. You have to read 10 pages, read, not listen, read. And then finally, you have to take a progress photo every single day. So there's those 5 different things that you have to look at. No alcohol, no cheating. If you mess up on one day, you have to start over. So there's really no grace. This is a graceless program. But the thing about it is that it forces you to come up with what's the word? Sorry, I have menopause brain. Forces you to come up with solutions to difficult problems. Like my first day, my husband got an exercise bike. He bought it for me a year ago. And it sits out on our front porch because we have a beautiful view and so I started working out on the exercise bike. The first time I used it, I rode it too hard and broke the chain. So then my exercise bike broke. So what do? Do you say, okay, well, now I can't exercise out in the snow because I'm not going walking in the snow and risk falling down. So that messes that up. Or you go to the thrift store and you buy a $40 new exercise bike. And that's exactly what we did. We just went out that same day. Well, Kevin went out that same day and bought me a new bike. So, there's days when you don't want to work out. There's days when it's raining and you have to figure out solutions. That's why having a stationary bike on the porch is a solution for rainy and snowy days. It just forces you to do things that are hard. And in doing that, you develop new skills, you develop new mindsets, and you walk away at the end with a really powerful confidence that I did something that only 1% of people can complete. So as I heard this concept from Dan Sullivan, I was like, this is exactly where I am. I had to commit 100% because if you're only partially committed, you're going to mess up and you have to either start again or quit the whole thing. So you cannot complete this challenge, just like you cannot grow your business without 100% commitment to the goal of the business, of the challenge, right? So as you go through the challenge and you have the courage to do really hard things, I wrote a newsletter about this today. If you read your newsletter, you're here, so you probably did. So when you make the decision to do hard things, you're operating in courage. You've committed to the hard thing. You have courage to do the hard thing. And as you do the hard thing, you develop new skills along the way. So the first day that I was doing this challenge, walking for 45 minutes, so walking 2 miles after being pretty sedentary for a really long time, was a big challenge. And now it's easy. 6 days later, right? It only takes a very short amount of time to build new skills. What made me breathless on day 1 doesn't make me breathless on day 6. And it's the same thing in your business, is taking that leap forward, taking that that courageous step to actually do the thing makes you actually learn the skills and develop the capabilities that you thought you needed to have before you did the thing, but you actually learn them while you're doing the thing. And then as you do it, that's when you grow confidence. Does that make sense? So this is why commitment and courage are the two things you need as a business owner. The commitment to go all in on whatever your goals are, or to go all in on your business, to go all in on whatever challenge you're participating in, and then the courage to actually take action. Those are the things you need, and those are the things that come first. So confidence, which we always feel like I need confidence and I need the capability before I start. Confidence is the result. Confidence is not the starting point. So growth begins with a decision or a commitment, and the decision to be okay with being uncomfortable. Because as you are learning that new thing, you are going to be uncomfortable. You're going to feel overwhelmed. You're going to feel vulnerable. You're going to feel frightened. You're going to feel like I'm so dumb. I don't know how to do this, right? But in the process, you're going to be learning new things. I'm scrolling through my notes. So growth begins with a decision. All right. So what comes next? What comes after your commitment and after your courage? That's when competence and confidence come to play. So as you show up with commitment and courage, the skills naturally improve. And then as you have repeated wins in the thing that you're doing, that confidence will build, and then the cycle will repeat itself at a higher level. So in the beginning, I walked 2 miles, my 45-minute walk. And that was like my beginning. Now I have confidence that I can totally do that. So now I added hills, and now I'm getting confidence that I can do hills. And eventually I'm going to add running, so moving faster. That'll be me doing the same process at a higher level. And it's the same in business. You make decisions at a lower level. You get good at that. You get confidence in that. You get capabilities in that. And the cycle then comes around and repeats itself. And then you do the next hard thing, and you do the next hard thing, and you do the next hard thing. So tracking wins is really going to be helpful for you for solidifying those levels of confidence. So I want to challenge you. I want you to take your own challenge, not a 75 hard. I'm not going to force anyone to do that. It's pretty torturous and pretty hard and pretty time consuming. But the challenge I will have for you is to ask yourself, where do I need more commitment? Because remember, that's step 1. That all-in commitment removes all excuses. I think I wrote, or I talked last week, something about, this life happened excuse that we make up for ourselves in business, where we allow minor inconveniences to give us the excuse to not go for our goals. We give up on our dreams because they're inconvenient, because they're hard, because they make us uncomfortable. And we stay in the spot that is even more uncomfortable, but at least it's safe and familiar, right? So I want you to ask yourself, where do I need more commitment so I'm willing to make those courageous steps forward as a business owner? And answer that question and then make the commitment. So stop waiting for the confidence and stop waiting to say, oh, I have the capability of doing that hard thing, and move towards your goal that feels impossible. Move towards that space in your business that feels hard and uncomfortable, because as you do, you will grow the skills you need and you will grow the confidence on the back end of actually doing the thing. You've done hard things before. I'd love for you to make a list of all the hard things you've ever done, because if you can do hard things, you can do in the past, you can do hard things in the future. So I want you to make a commitment, have the courage to take action, and I want you to track whatever it is that you commit to. I want you to track over the weeks. So I did create a tracker for you, basically with the 75 hard. Every day I go in, I mark, like the first thing I do is my outside workout. So I mark my outside workout. I mark like what my pace was, how far I went, what my heart rate was. Then I track my diet, my water, my photo, my reading, and then my second workout. So I track all of those things every day. I have little check boxes. And I make sure I don't go to bed without all of my check boxes being done. If I have to guzzle, another 20-ounce bottle of water before bed, I do that because I want to make sure those check boxes are done. Because why? I have committed to doing that for myself. And if I don't do it, I have now betrayed myself and my own goals. And it's not cool to betray yourself. So I have a tracker for you. So I created what I'm calling growth pages. It has a page where you put in your commitment. It has some quotes about courage to help you sort of bolster your courage. Has a 90-day tracker. There's a 90-day tracker in there. And then it has some questions for journaling as you work through the process and you gain those skills and confidence for you to document those things. So you can print out that third page a couple of times and fill out those questions as you go through. So you can get that via the link in the description below or in the blog posts about this podcast or in the podcast show notes. So wherever you're watching or listening from, you can grab that link there to get your own growth pages. So, last thing, I would love for you to DM me on Instagram what it is that you're committing to. Or if you're in any of my programs, put it in there, the program group of what you're committing to, so we can all cheer you on and know what are your plans. So finally, be sure to, like I said before, subscribe, share this podcast, leave a review if you're listening on your favorite podcast platform. And I'm going to go look at the comments and see if you guys have any questions. So folks are saying good morning. Good morning from France, from Canada, from Oklahoma, North Carolina. Let's see, before I started this new chapter with CBA, I'm guessing, I wrote in my journal, I can't be afraid to try something I've never done. There you go. Good for you. So excited. Hello from Portugal. Okay, awesome. Thank you all for being here. I would love to know what you are committing to. Is it, I'm committing to social media. I'm committing to writing a newsletter every week. I'm committing to creating a new design. I'm committing to going and showing up at craft fairs. I'm committing to starting a YouTube channel. What is it? Check in with yourself. What is it that you're afraid of? And are you willing to move through that fear into courage to take action so that you can get confidence on the other end of that? And you can pat yourself on the back and be so psyched that you did something hard. Kathy said, I just downloaded the growth pages. I'm working on setting up my email template. Awesome. So in my other business, which is a business strategy business for Christian business owners, I send out an email every single day. And that's what I've committed to. And that's my hard thing there, because I don't always pay so much attention to my daily life that I actually can come up with enough content to write an email every single day. So this has forced me to pay attention and to be really cognizant of what's going on in my world and the lessons I'm learning in life that I can share with the people who are on that particular email list. And it's been a super challenge. It's been amazing for me to come up with new content every day for that newsletter. And so that's my big business challenge is coming up with an email every day. So think of what would be a big challenge for you. I would love to support you in that. And thanks for listening to the Crochet Business Chat podcast. Erica says, I'm committed to creating a new design. Woohoo! That's awesome. I can't wait to see it. Okay, I'm going to let you go. Thanks for watching another episode of Crochet Business Chat. I'll be back again next week with something new. Thanks for being here. Bye.